What if I told you that you could get a screen like that consistently, that Han Solo is one of the most easy heroes to max out in the entire game, and then after this video you'll know how to max him out in almost a day, given the right circumstances. You know, it sounds easy, but you can't just turn your brain off. This is not an exploit or a glitch, it's a method. And if done right, you will OD on XP. And I strongly recommend watching the entire video. If you find any of this helpful, be sure to let me know. And feel free to tell me which hero you want to max out the most right now, so I can help you do it as quick as possible. I read all of your comments and keep track of every request. Before I jump right into things, I want to give a colossal thank you for 1K subs. I know it's not a huge number compared to all the other numbers people have out there, but to me it feels like a million. I'm super stoked. If you're new, welcome. I've got about 6 or 7 videos just like this one and other guides on the way. Join the new Discord or else. Okay, first things first, card setup. With Han, you have to ask yourself, is your aim decent? And chances are if you're a Han main, the answer is yes. But if you're just starting out and haven't quite found your footing yet, your first card should be Broad Shoulders. There's going to be some pretty intense situations here, so it's great for retreating to cover, a safer secondary for when your blaster is overheated, and improves survivability when encountering heroes. However, if you believe your aim to be sufficient, your first card should be Keep Your Head Cool. As some of you may know, Han destroys with headshots, and it should always be your top priority to aim for the head. And with this card we get 2.5 seconds of no overheating for every headshot kill. This is essential because at times our survival depends on how much gas we have in the tank. And that's why our second card is going to have to be a heavily modified blaster. 25 heat reduction, pretty self-explanatory. And third is Air Burst. 20% damage increase to the detonite charge if used before attaching to a surface. With this setup, our goal is to be as damaging as possible to the enemy team, as more damage and more kills equals more XP. Next, we need to be in the menus and select Co-op and the Rebel Alliance category until we get 2 maps, those being Kessel or Endor. The Death Star and Scarif are right behind Kessel, so if you want to play those out, go right ahead. And with Endor, Hoth is right behind that one. I'm going to start with the crazy levels one, so if you want to rock Kessel only, skip to this point in the video. Alright, on the first phase of Endor, we want to assist our teammates to the chosen objective. C is pretty safe, but doesn't give you many angles on the enemy. B is a little bit too open for Han, and you need to be pretty spry to cap that one solo. With A, we get both cover and positional advantage on the enemy. No heroes can spawn at this phase yet, so this part shouldn't be too difficult. When you're all finished with this phase, make your way to Objective B. This tight corridor complements Han's detonite charge very well. However, if there's an ATST, retreat immediately, then go cap A. The plan for this phase is simple. You don't let enemies get close and pile up on you. Be as aggressive as possible and keep them pushed back. If the ATST comes to this area, take this route up to B. As the stormtroopers make their way to the objectives after this phase, try to catch any running up the middle, as that's where we want to be. There's going to be a couple heroes here, so draw them out with your teammates, and it's imperative to go for headshots here. A great way to get Vader off of you for a moment is to stop firing at him altogether, create distance and let your teammates get his attention, then attack him from behind. Objective A on this phase is best for Han because of the platform. It overlooks a lot of this area, however it's scarce in terms of cover compared to B. So higher risk, higher reward. In general, you'll want to conduct yourself wherever the ATST is not, and if there is enough distance between the two of you, you can try to take it down. But at that point, it's likely that it isn't much of a problem for you. However, when you do cap this objective, it will head towards the entrance, so try and beat it there. Stay out of the line of fire and shoulder charge to the next phase. So there are a few ways to enter the next room, 2 for below and 1 for the upper platform. We want to take this entrance to the left. There will be at least 1 to 2 enemies down this corridor, but we want to go left anyway, so they aren't much of a problem. At the middle of the platform there's going to be quite a bit of enemies, so lead with your detonite charge, and once you've locked down the middle, branch out and thin the ranks on this floor. This is a sweet spot, guys. Okay, so our top priority is to always be the ones on this platform. If you're overrun by any coming out of these 2 entrances, the mission will fail. The AI troopers like to prioritize the bottom floor, and so do the heroes. So as long as we're up here defending the top, and they're defending the bottom, we're golden. This means that you do not want to demolish the bottom. You want to occasionally harvest from it. I usually go with 2 to 3 detonite charges at these positions between spawns.
Don't touch it! On a run, I'll cover you. Go. Touch the ball.
Just as you do not want to clear the room, you don't want your teammates to either. Luckily, the bottom is absolute hell most of the time, so frequently they will fail to the enemy hero reinforcements. And oddly enough, this strategy works best if your teammates aren't too good at the game. So you want enemy heroes down there. If you shoot a Saber hero or a Palpatine, they will leave the objective and try to take the stairs to the upper platform. That is not what you want. It is ideal to have either Vader or Bosk down there. So if you have the opportunity to take down a Palpatine or Iden, do so. I also recommend sticking close to the inner platform and not branching away, because if you're the only one contesting, the overtime timer can go to 0 pretty quick and end the game. Being too greedy has cost me a few games. You also need to know that there's a chance, a very low chance, that something like this could happen to you. If you hear Darth Maul, just have a little bit of caution. I did this whole gimmick unaided for an entire 24 hours of triple XP, and more often than not I was paired with pretty low level teammates, which helped me in this process quite a bit. I've earned the most XP I've ever gotten in this game, right here doing this. It was about an hour-long game, and the only reason I stopped was because I wanted snacks. So if you want to go way longer than I did, grab some snackies and put a movie on in the background and hoard some XP. Remember, always keep the top in check. If that falls apart, then so does the match. I recommend grabbing a friend to rock Leia to defend the top and give you guys health, but at the same time, you need to worry about conserving the troopers at the bottom. There needs to be a real balance here, so keep that in mind. If you do, you can go as long as you want. But is this the best map for Han Solo? Well, yes, but technically no. See, I averaged about 300,000 XP, 900,000 in triple, for an hour's worth of gameplay. That's 500,000 XP per minute, which sounds nuts, right? Well, it is, but there is one map that beats this one out, and that map is Kessel. But I still strongly believe that Endor is overall the better map, because searching for the right maps takes time. Waiting between games takes time, and the thing we value most on double and triple XP is time. So consider these singular games on Endor to be really high level games with short intervals between them. That's why, in my opinion, it's better. But yes, it is an investment and a bit of a risk when you try this for the first couple of times. So, the better map in terms of XP per minute, Kessel. Let's break it down. In the beginning, it's going to be very chaotic, so begin your push at the center of the map, then gravitate towards the right. From here we get decent cover and great angles for our detonite charge. If you find yourself overrun, retreat back into this hallway. This is nice because while you're back here, it still lets you contest the objective. And once you capture, head for the middle of the hallway and make sure you have your detonite charge at the ready. Lead with that, then take care of any survivors with your blaster before rushing inside. Again, focus on being a headshot maniac here. We're on a pretty even ground, so it shouldn't be too difficult. This is where the keep your head cool star card will come in handy. Next, go left to objective A, lead with your detonite and shoulder charge. If there's still enemies around after that, there's good cover in the little room or behind these control panels. Stay on the objective until you see your minimap glow red, and wait a couple beats until you see the first couple in the doorway. Throw your charge, roll back into the objective, then detonate. This not only kills pretty much everyone, but also gives you bonus objective kill XP for sticking on the objective. If you face some competition at this spawn, remain in the hallway and use the same tactic. As soon as you cap this objective, make your way to this door and throw right here. There will always be enemies here, and likely a hero, so you want to create distance and be smart about your headshots and ragdolling. This phase is where keep your head cool becomes god tier. Never keep your finger off the trigger, but if you're feeling greedy and want to rush B, don't. Lead with your detonite and slowly fight your way around the corner. Objective A is both better in defensive and offensive terms. We want to cap this one as fast as possible because phase 4 is so much better. So after capture, throw your charge here. Remember to detonate before it touches the surface to get that extra 20% damage. Even though you may wipe a ton of troopers here, it still is not a good idea to rush in solo. There's 100% going to be a couple heroes here, so make sure you slow roll it. And try to single out the heroes before finishing off the troopers. While capturing this objective, you always want to be looking here, right as they spawn. Wait a few seconds, then bomb. Sharpshooter to soften up the enemies on the right, and if you feel yourself being overrun, retreat into the middle of the hallway, because it has the best positional advantage out of the 3. So on Kessel, if you're putting these tips to use and absolutely mopping the floor with the enemy, you're going to average 60 to 70,000 XP after 10-minute matches. This is why it beats Endor in that respect, but Endor is still superior in my opinion because it takes away the search time and time between games. So when you are searching for games, prioritize Endor, but if Kessel does happen to pop up, don't pass up the opportunity. So let's say your Han is about 150 and you want to max him out in 24 hours because, I don't know, you have like a wedding or something. That's 21,250,000 total XP. But if we're playing on Endor, that's only 23 1-hour games on Endor. That is definitely a grind, but in terms of hero grinds, it doesn't get any better than that. I sat down for a whole day and did it, so if you plan to try, please do this on triple or double XP. Whew, that's how you max out Han Solo in a day. Sorry this one took so long, you guys. I've been trying to finish maxing out all the heroes. Thank you all for being so patient. Chewie is almost as easy as Han, but that guide won't involve Kessel or Endor, so don't worry. Anyway, hope the vid helped. Thank you loads for sticking till the end. Alright, let's shoot for 10k. Have a fantastic day.